Yo, it's your boy Theo doing another hard-hitting video. We're gonna do something a little bit different. We're not gonna be watching a DSP video. We're gonna be going, reading some forum posts that our boy, our digital mailman, the guy who brings us the mail virtually, Dragon Killer. I give a shout out to Fred, I give a shout out to Dragon Killer and Eddie multiple times. So now we get to actually enjoy Dragon Killer's content in my videos. I know, crazy, right? So, let me just crack my fingers. Let's get this show started. Let's start with this post. I don't know what thread this is in, and I don't really care about going to the archive, TBH. I'm just gonna, I just want to go over like mostly the stuff that I've seen on Twitter. So there you go. So DSP says, first off, I agree. I wish I could make a better perk for $1 pledges. That was feasible. But before we got off the deep end with your comments, I want to address something immediately, and then I'll get back on that subject. I'll get back on subject. So I have a few ideas what he could do with his $1 patrons, but I mean, he just will refuse to do it. But whatever. I mean, to be even honestly, with the $1 patron, oh, it's fine. I that's the only perk on his Patreon that genuinely has at least a decent, at least it's fair. It's a fair deal. I mean, it's not the best deal, but I mean, almost everyone except for Mega 64, as far as I know, has a thank you basically for pledging, because it's just $1. To me, I'm not that annoyed with his $1 pledges. I think this, when you get later down his little tree of deals, it starts it becomes a terrible YouTube channel. I mean, not YouTube channel, Patreon page, but it is what it is. So Prime, oh man, this guy has the potential to be a homeboy, but we'll see what happens with Prime in the future. I mean, he will probably get the boot, but we'll see. Prime said, "I don't think Phil will ever receive enough money to not talk about views. Not only cause there's, by the way, it's because not only not only because there's because makes more sense. There's not enough people out there that support Phil to that extent, but also I specifically remember the whole reason of Patreon was for him to not just play the new releases and talk about views. Exactly. Everyone has said that. Everyone has said the brainwashed drones forget that. How long that lasted? A month or two? I really hate the bait and switch tactic, and if it's the reason, I and several others that known Phil for a while probably aren't on the edge of their seats to donate. A few things. By the way, the example he used for a bait and switch, it works. It's just the only thing is that there's a lot of wiggle room for DSP to not realize that it was a bait and switch. There's a lot of it, because he can say, well, it was for that and to maintain views, but it's also because of the copyright strikes and all this other shit. See, there's a lot of wiggle room for him to bend what happened to favor how he handles Patreon right now. He would have had a better argument if he brought up Project 7, because there was no excuse to not deliver on that goal. Because all he had to do was deliver a teaser, and that's it. That's all they asked of him, and he couldn't do it, and that's it. So, Prime, I like what you have to say. I think, and even when I read, it wasn't even that mean. It wasn't like, fuck you, Phil. You're an asshole. He was rationally telling Phil why people are not donating to him. But watch where Phil goes with this. I haven't read this myself. I only read like the highlights of it, so I know a lot of fun, right? Phil, Yes, when I first adopted Patreon, the whole point was to try and raise funds so I could, one, improve my business, which I did through soundproofing the office, upgrading my audio equipment, purchasing the green screen, etc. But the green screen was a waste of money. The let's see, what else? Oh, soundproofing his office is pathetic. It's the most pathetic use of soundproofing I've seen, and I've said this in an old video. If you go way back into my into this channel, I've said I'm not a pro at soundproofing. I mean, do I look like I'm soundproofing this room I'm in? But I really don't believe Phil's room is accurately soundproofed. I don't think it's soundproofed enough because he only soundproofed behind him, and he had a little bit on the side and maybe a little bit on the other side. But there's nothing in front of him. There's nothing on the door. There's really nothing else. Because with soundproofing, you have to know how sound moves and how sound works. The microphone is a natural a thing. Okay, great, you got a microphone, but you could get a decent one probably for like in the double digits. Probably. I am using my internal microphone, and so far that's been pretty good. I mean, I know if I want to do like hardcore voice acting, this isn't gonna be a good setup, but it's a decent setup for vlogs and these kind of videos. And same thing with when I use my phone to record some videos. It's this good for what it is. If I want to do like a really long-standing series, these aren't devices that I'd be using naturally. But you have to use what you have. Well, I do, because I mean, you know how it is. And so on. So, okay. And two, give myself more freedom in what I play rather than being stuck playing every new release to keep the business afloat. But he still played new releases. I mean, look at it this way. Look at what he did with Patreon. It was supposed to have him be able to play any game he wants, but that never happened. That never happened, even before the copyright strikes. You see, I can already tell he's going to go right into it, and it's not because of the copyright strikes. It's because, he just didn't do it. He didn't do it for some reason. Some DSP, sipping action, guys. You like that? You like that sipping action? I bet you do. DSP fans like it. You guys must like it, too. The new release to keep the business afloat. And guess what? It did work! It worked, guys. Well, how am I catching in this? I probably should have done this before. Yeah, that's fine. I need to be in the full frame, guys, okay? You don't understand. It's important. It did work from February through the entire summer of 2015. No, it didn't happen. He only played Minecraft, basically. Because the goals are still the same. It's just when it's not a goal, he plays the new releases when it's not a goal. So this whole thing doesn't make any sense because he still handles Patreon the same way in that regard. He never played a game that wouldn't get views for anything, and he delays games when they don't get views. Even if it's a Patreon playthrough, he delayed Persona 3 because it wasn't getting good views. If he's not getting enough money to be double money for him, it's gonna be on the back burner hardcore like that. That's why it took him so long, and that's part of the reason why people left, because they stuck through that whole thing, and then it boils down to him rage quitting the game. Like that's fucking shitty. But whatever. All of the hardware upgrades came in that time. I played Minecraft for the first time amongst tons of other indie-style games that I'd never given the time of day. I did a full 3-month playthrough of Persona 4. Wait a fucking minute. Wait a sec. Okay. I did a full 3-month playthrough of Persona 3. Oh, Persona 4. Whoa, wow. Wow, my brain went to 3. A full 3-month playthrough of Persona 4. Okay. Okay, guys, we can remove the anger for a bit because I thought he said Persona 3. I was about to be like, wait a second, guys. That's not correct. These are all things that would not have happened without Patreon and the influence of the patrons. Okay, but like, okay, whatever. Then the false copyright strikes in August of 2015 and another in September. This forced me to delete hundreds of pre-stream videos and lose millions of views on DSP Gaming channel plummeting it in the YouTube Google search rankings. You can directly see my views spike down sharply in the following months as a direct result of this illegal action against me last year. While he got these strikes from people who made the artwork, and they didn't formally sign a contract, and he didn't really state that. But it's a whole shady area. To be fair, I'm not gonna like shit on Phil for feeling he owned that fan art, but it's a tricky thing to get down to because he didn't pay for that fan art. You can't really own fan art if you didn't pay for it. You know, it's kind of a tricky situation, and that's naturally gonna piss people off. But no one told him to remove videos, and that's actually one of the things you shouldn't do. He should have told YouTube. He should have repealed all these copyright strikes. He should have appealed them. I have a community strike, and I said I'm gonna keep talking. How about this? I'm not gonna talk about my community strike. How about that? I won't talk about it anymore. But a strike is something that is gonna be temporary. The first one's always temporary. I don't know if a copyright strike is the same, to be honest, but you can appeal it though, all the same. I mean, it might not work, it might work, but it's like the fact that it goes straight to I must delete this. It's like whatever. Okay. And the dropping views. This is what I don't understand. If he deletes all those videos, how does that damage the views of future videos? I mean, the only thing I can see is that yeah, he dropped from the search ranking, but he wasn't even that high to begin with, and like like right now, honestly, actually, after this whole thing, he gets to see how much of his real fans have followed through. But he has 180,000 subs that he's not even making into the thousands on his streams. How does Phil explain that? He doesn't, because he gave up on explaining it because he just goes with whatever view makes him happy. So there you go. And I never got that back. But he said in March he got it back though. In March he's like, guys, I'm rising up in the search rankings. I'm finally showing up, guys. Things are finally turning the tides, and things are going my way. So, but now it's not. Okay, all right, sure. My DSP gaming channel rarely shows up on search of at all anymore. You're already a viewer, or you directly search for DSP gaming, which of course nobody would if they hadn't heard of me. But again, I thought you said that you're showing up in search ratings now. I thought you said that was a good thing back in like March or May or sometime back then. But whatever. I guess he was riding on the steam of good views. I guess I don't know. Immediately following that, I had to rethink things. Patreon immediately became a lifeline. That's the first time he talked about it being a lifeline. Then the weekend preview was the second time he said it was his lifetime. Then the third time was in one of the pre-streams. So, here you go. Lifeline, and a way for me to make up for the massive amount of lost income. How much? How about thousands of dollars lost every month? That does sound like an exaggeration. I kind of question if it was thousands, but whatever. No exaggeration, I'm now making about 63% of what I was making before those strikes, and it's been like that for about a year now. But you still go out to expensive restaurants, or restaurants in general. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be expensive because money adds up, guys. You know how debt works. You know how money works. He still buys new games day one. He bought a fight stick. He has a BMW. He is still paying off mortgages. He has all this other stuff going on. But back then it hurted him, but now it's hurting me even more, I guess. Okay. Uh, all of the money that was going towards improving the business and the like is now unfeasible without going into far more debt than before. So what about the PSVR? You bought that. That was $400. That was as much as a console, and you bought that. And then you were talking about buying a new TV. Phil, what is are you strapped for money, or are you just gonna like? And honestly, I think he's telling the truth here, because I think he is telling the truth that the only way he can pay for things now and to afford going into doing stuff would be into him. Oh my God, I'm like speeding in my head. Getting to upgrade his business, to improve his business, he would have to get into more debt. That, I think he was telling the truth, because he would have to be in more debt at this point. There's no way. After the crying he did on the weekend preview, there's no way he's going to turn around this quickly. And honestly, I'm very skeptical, because he said the same shit in October last year, and I have a feeling when December hits, when January hits, he's gonna go on DSP positive again, and he's gonna definitely be like, I'm gonna do this full time, guys. Watch him say that. Watch him. I guarantee he's gonna go around saying that he made it, guys. He made it. He's doing it full time because fuck the haters. He's gonna do that. I know he's gonna do that. Gotta do some DSP stuff, okay? I mean that's the only way I can make a sip very entertaining, okay? I have to do it, okay? I have to. So let me go on. You can say what you want. I shouldn't have moved out of Connecticut. I shouldn't have racked up so much debt, etc. He knows that you shouldn't have done that. You can say what you want. You can say these things that are true, but tell me how anyone who loses a third of their income out of nowhere would cope as well as I have. People who lose their income, they find another job. I mean, it sucks. It sucks because, like, look, people are getting laid off every day. People are losing their jobs. People can't get a raise anymore. People are having all these issues, and they cope with it better than Phil does. Phil is so weak-kneed about this. He did not cope with this very well. Who cried about copyright strikes multiple times even after when he said he's not going to talk about it anymore? Phil. He's still talking about copyright strikes no matter what. He's still talking about it. He did not cope with this well. He's not trying to find a way to make more money. He's not trying to make YouTube profitable. He's trying to last as long as he possibly can on YouTube. And it gets harder when you get older. That's the other thing that he needs to understand. He is not he's not in his 20s anymore. He's in his 30s. The only people who can get away with being old on YouTube are people who do more than just playing video games. I mean, how many Let's Players do you see that are 35 years old or 40 years old? You don't see them. You don't see a lot of them. And it's not gonna and that's not gonna magically change with Phil's generation of YouTubers or whatever. Because, like, honestly, look at Game Grumps. They probably make enough money to retire right now if they really wanted to, but they're not going to. Mega64 is still making skits. And if anything, they might even go into making actual series if they really have the opportunity to. But, like, all those people have these beginnings and things that can be adaptable. DSP's YouTube career cannot adapt to no matter what. No matter what. The only thing that his channel can adapt to is honestly his vlogging channel. His vlogging channel is the only channel that can last longer than his gaming channel. And his gaming channel is just going to go down and down and down. He should capitalize on his vlogging channel. I would have said he should have capitalized on KOGaming, but that train has left the building back in March. So, no, he has not coped with it well. I've seen people in worse situations than he is, and they cope with it a lot better than he does. It's fucking pathetic. And because like also when his parents go, he needs to think about that. What's he gonna do? He's 35 years old, and he's reaching an older age. His parents can't be around forever. I mean, like, how young are his parents? Did they have Phil Burnell when they were like 5 or 10? Maybe, I don't know. I mean, there's no way that his parents are gonna or I know it's morbid to think that, and I don't mean ill will to them. I'm not saying that. Um, I'm just saying is that as a kid, as a an offspring to your parents, you need to be prepared for your future, because your parents as a safety net goes away. That safety net's gonna be gone. It's a biodegradable safety net. You need to find a net that isn't biodegradable like that. You know what I mean. I'm not trying to be more like intentionally mean with that, but I kind of don't like talking like that about someone else's parents. But it's a matter of life. It's a matter of things happen. Everyone dies. I'm gonna die at some point. You're gonna die at some point. We're all gonna die. So there you go. As I've managed to keep the business afloat an entire extra year after its catastrophe, and it's only now that I'm seeing stagnation out of nowhere. How is it out of nowhere? You took your channel, you squeezed the channel last one more year. It's like you rationing food, and then you're like, okay, well, this food might last a year, guys. It might, and then like you're halfway through, it's like, wow, this is gonna last a year. Oh, man, I'm really good. This food, this drink, oh man, it's gonna last. It might last a year, guys. I might have another year with this food if I ration it very well, guys. Oh my god. And then by October, you're like, there's no way this is gonna make it till next year. Oh my god, guys. I mean, it might make it maybe into a little bit of next year, but this might be a problem. This might be a problem. I mean, like, that's what it's like. He's in a situation where he's rationing his YouTube career. He's trying to squeeze as long as he can, and usually by the time that you squeeze it and you're on that like last little leg of a lifeline, you start to feel the weight of what's gonna happen to you if you stay on the course you're on. And that's why a lot of people can try to avoid that by anticipating it. He should have anticipated this was going to happen last year. He already knew he was going to be in a terrible position, and there was going to be a huge uphill fight. And what did he do? Nothing. He didn't do anything to make up for this by maybe he's going to parade KOGaming as the answer, but look how long that channel lasted. No one's gonna pick up with it again. That channel is dead now. There's no way that it's gonna get the views as it did before, and he's gonna start to see that. And it's a shitty situation that he should have anticipated. And to say that it's coming out of nowhere makes no fucking sense, because anyone with a rational, deductive mind can tell you this was a likely outcome to happen from last year. Yeah, there's always a chance that it might not happen. But you don't want to err on the side of, I'm going to be here. You're going to err on the side of fault, where you might be bankrupt, you might lose something, you might not make enough money. It's better to err on that side than to think you're going to be able to do it again. Like, there's no way any rational mind in his position is going to think like this. He is so lazy. Everything he does is last minute. And this kind of shows how last minute he is. All the way down to the Halloween costume. He reached the goal, and he's waiting until like this weekend to buy his costume. Like, congratulations, Phil. You're that guy who procrastinates in school and then gets angry when the teacher knows you procrastinated and gave you a bad grade for it. Like, again, I have no idea why there's no increase in views / revenue for October, when all of YouTube's data is telling me that I'm doing things right, and I'm now. Oh my god. When all YouTube telling things right, that I'm now in dire straits. This is a weird thing he put together. Valedictorian, guys, great syntax. Um, but you got yourself in there. Like, see, this is the thing. You shouldn't believe like, if you don't trust YouTube's analytics, like, it's so fucking dumb to be like, well, I'm doing everything you say. Like, then you're not really thinking about your own content then. And that's the sad part. And that's the sad part, is that, like, I follow this channel, Youngtown. Check him out, he's a great YouTuber. He uploaded a video today, Thursday, where he talked about how he's not going to do satire videos anymore. And he said that, you know, it wasn't making him feel happy anymore. He felt like he was being pressured to do it because, I mean, he knew that, you know, viewers loved his satire videos, but he also knew that people didn't get it, that people didn't understand that it was satire. And, you know, so he said he's not gonna do satire anymore because he wants to make videos that are that makes him happy. And that's the thing with Phil, is that he's not doing anything that is satisfying. Yeah, it does matter if your viewers like what you're doing. That does factor in videos you make, but at the same time, you also need to have integrity with your videos. Like that's the thing. Like, when you listen to viewer feedback, you need to take it with a grain of salt. You need to know what can work for your channel, what can't. But you need to listen to everything and give everything a fair shot. Like, if I did a review, like, let's say that someone looked at my review of any of the stuff I reviewed on my main channel, and someone said, you know, Theo, I don't like that you're doing, you know, these speed drawings. I would much rather see, like, you know, maybe have in the video of the review, or maybe do something that's, like, more, like, illustrative, instead of just drawing, like, fan art and then talking over it, or whatever. And I would say that, I was like, well, you know, I kind of like doing that, and that's kind of the point of this channel, but, you know, I might say, like, look, I'll try it, see what happens. I mean, or I could say, like, look, I tried doing that, and it didn't work out. Like, I didn't know what to draw to illustrate my points, or something like that. I might, because I have thought of doing other stuff with my reviews, like my Theo Explains It series. Someone said, you know, it's too long, because I would do a live drawing and talk over it right then and there, and I can see, yeah, because it's like 10 minutes, it's 5 minutes extra because I'm talking and drawing at the same time. And then I was like, okay, well, how about I just do, like, kind of like a slideshow type thing, and maybe see where that goes. And see, like, you know, it's something that I'm feeling happy with, and it fits within the show. It's not, okay, I need to change the whole thing completely, need to do this extreme change. Like, that's the thing. Phil thinks that if he has to change, he has to make extreme changes that are gonna, like, be the most ridiculous changes I've ever seen. You need to make videos that you're happy with, and this is kind of the byproduct of making videos to fit a number, to fit a like an agenda, and it's not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out. I make it plain and simple. I make it plain and simple. Oh my God, Phil. How are you a valedictorian with this? I make it plain and simple? Are you a fucking caveman? Me, Phil, I make it plain and simple. Because I'm done with this incredible stupidity. Incredible stupidity. So you call this guy an idiot. Good job, Phil. I mean, thumbs up. If I like how he says incredible stupidity while you just said I make it plain and simple. Like yeah, good job there, Phil. You really showed him with your great use of words. If you think that Patreon is a bait and switch, you are an incredibly ignorant, selfish, illogical asshole. Wow. Wow, and he wonders why people run away. Like, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, after this, Prime is long gone. So that's another potential Patreon you're pissing away, Phil. Good job. I mean, I wonder why you're struggling. After what I've been through, you should be doing nothing but understanding what's going on. So you should be happy that I'm ripping you off and I'm taking your money. That you should be happy with that, guys. You should understand that I need to take your money no matter what. Just give me your money. Give me your money. You gotta understand. Sounds like a fucking bully now, dude. He sounds like a bully trying to get your lunch money. Jesus. What's going on? Especially with how transparent I. Transparent. Okay, yeah, yeah, transparent. Like when you go to restaurants that obviously look nice, while you're saying that you're a struggling YouTuber. When about Project 7, how how that where the money went, how your Patreon works, very transparent. Why you refuse to show the email and everything else with Patreon in a video to talk about it? Yeah, very transparent. Um, oh, and how you can afford the PlayStation VR, very transparent. Again, I mean, you're very transparent, Phil. You really proved it. That you're very transparent. Yes, yes, okay. And know that things I said in February of 2015 cannot possibly still be true. Cannot. No way. Be true now. To be anything but get it is madness. What? Anything but get it is madness. Okay. And apparently there is a lot of crazy dumb people out there. And yes, Prime, I'm expecting a direct apology from you for saying such stupid, insulting thing. Actually, no, I want to see. I want to see. Did no, he didn't. Okay, so oh my god. Okay, this is the first post of Prime. You know, we're actually going to his Patreon. Let's see. This $1 Let's see. Yes, to provide incentives. This one I'm gonna skip because I mean Prime says a lot of smart things. You don't need to read what he has to. You know, you don't have to prove that what he says has a point because everyone's been saying it. So where's the insulting stuff? I'm not saying it. Can someone tell me? How about this? You know, it'll be one of the questions I'm gonna ask you. Where is the insult? Here's the insult. I know the next remark is going to be, why don't you help figure out a way to help instead of complaining? Durr. Wow. Wow, Prime said that? Wow, dude. Where did he say that? Oh, right here. But that's not directed to Phil, though. So, I mean, that's not really a issue. And look, he says, Phil is intelligent! Prime gave him a compliment! He said Phil is intelligent, and he wants an apology from him for saying insulting things. Oh! Oh, wow. That triggered me, dude. That fucking triggered me. How can you fucking demand an apology from a guy who even defended you in the same fucking post? Dude, that's like if someone commented on my video said, you know, Theo's a smart guy, but I think, you know, he should really change how he does things, you know, like, you know, make it a little bit more this way, make it, you know, a little bit more better, you know, that. Then I say, no, dude, you're fucking wrong. You don't understand, okay? You need to understand and get it and get with the program. You need to understand where I'm coming from. And I want you to apologize for your insulting things you said to me, okay? Apologize, motherfucker. Like, what person on the planet speaks like this? And he wonders why people... I'm sorry I'm getting very heated right now, but this paragraph doesn't need to exist at all. At all. He could have just said, it's not a bait and switch because I had to change my business plan because of all of this shit that happened to me in 2015. I understand why you might think it's a bait and switch, but I don't see it that way because that wasn't the intent, because I had to switch gears. Or something like that. Say something like that. At least say that he might have a point there, or see where you're coming from. Even if you don't even mean it. Because honestly, like, everyone has a point, and everyone comes from different walks of life, and they see what you do differently. People can interpret what you say differently. Someone can look at this video and assume that I'm like saying nasty, vile shit to him, but everyone knows I'm being facetious half the time and all that shit. But really, you're gonna say you want an apology for his incredibly ignorant, selfish, illogical ass for being, because he's such an incredibly ignorant, selfish, illogical asshole. Yeah, I guess it was illogical of him to say that Phil has intelligence. No, actually, no. Let's go back. I take everything I say back. Phil is right, guys. Prime did say something illogical. He said that Phil was intelligent. Very illogical. Wow, Phil. He, wow, I really can't believe he fucking said that. You don't tell that to a fucking anyone. Anyone that can be a potential person that's gonna give you money. You don't tell them this, and even then, you don't demand apologies. It's you don't. No one demands an apology unless someone said like if I said like the most ignorant, like offensive, racist things, like if I went on a tirade against like people of color or a gender or like whatever, I can see why people would demand an apology for that. But what Prime said wasn't insulting. Is Phil a certain species? I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he's a fucking species, and what Prime said is insulting to that species. Phil, grow the fuck up. How do you survive this long on with this fan base is beyond me. Jesus Christ! Someone should just do an article on this guy. Put him in the fucking what is it? Psychology book. I don't remember what that psychology book is called. The one with all the things, whatever. So now, wait, is this Oh, okay, so this is the second half of DSP's wall of text from our boy Dragon Killer. Okay, so Skipjack said some suggestions. I'm gonna skim some of his. Uh, so he says that $1 should be allowed to enter a contest to win a game. Give access to the patron-only section. Okay, that's doable. I mean, the contest to win a game. To be honest, I do find that to be a little, but I mean that is kind of doable. But at the same time, I mean, it's doable actually. But he wants to trade in those games for in-store credits, so it's not gonna happen. The forums can definitely work. I don't know why he doesn't do that, but whatever. And then he wants $1 pledges to allow them to vote for what game to play during downtime. That is fair. That's another fair thing. The $5 one should be different. It just needs to be different. Like that could reserve a spot in a multiplayer match or something that he does once a month with fans. How about that? But that's too much to think. So here's what Phil said. Giveaways require money. I do not have money. That is the point of Patreon. To raise money to pay my bills. I don't have a stack of free promotional games lying around to give to anyone, except for the people who are giving you free games. But you could also give them like your figures and all that. But you want to get your money back for that because it's your figures. And whatever happened to that? Remember when he was selling his figure collection? He's not doing that anymore. I wonder why. Let's see. Give them around to give to anyone. Physically mailing games is expensive. So you're telling me. So they don't have a game case. I'm gonna just use this as an example. Let's pretend that this is a game, okay? I think there is a Evil Dead game, but whatever. This is expensive to ship. This little thing, okay. I bought DVDs and Blu-rays from Mega 64. That was like, let's say that it's $25. Let's say it's $25. The shipping is usually $5. See, you usually include the shipping into the price, and usually if someone wants to buy something, they're gonna understand that, and because shipping and handling matter, and that's what covers it. Phil needs to understand how that works, I guess, but it's you kind of need to look into it, guys. I mean, if you want to sell stuff, you really should look into shipping and handling and see how you can make money back. See, half the time when you make a price, you have to include all that shit. Like, let's say that I'm doing a canvas painting. Okay, I make a painting on a nice canvas, like the canvas back there behind me. If you can see it? Can't see. I don't think you can see it. Uh, no, but there's a right here. See, painting. Oh man, guys, give me a stretch. But so let's say I make a painting like that. I would have to charge I would take into account paints I have to buy, the stuff that required to make a canvas, like wood, whatever sheet, and all that kind of stuff. I would take the money, all that, paint brushes, stuff that I need that's gonna go into the painting, and I would factor that into the price. And again, this is only for physical artwork. I wouldn't do this for digital work. Digital pieces, I'm a little more lenient on prices because it's not like I'm gonna be buying apps. It's not like I'm gonna buy fucking Photoshop for you guys. I mean, I don't. That's insanely expensive. But I would if I'm doing a physical painting, I would naturally include that into the price. And obviously, if that's the case, everyone understands that. I mean, at the same time, you should also include the hours stuff. But to me, um, if I do that, if I start including hours, it might be costly. So I just gotta find a flat rate and just charge that because I think that's more fair for everyone, to be honest. But you have to understand that shit. You need to understand if you're gonna sell something. You need to understand the basics of shipping. It's very easy. But let's continue. I know because I used to do it during the hardcore gaming season giveaways. But he gave away empty cases and he gave away shitty prizes. But okay. And digital codes don't work in all regions. Oh, it's a contest. Wow, jerk! I fucked up. He's giving away games for free, so yeah, it would be. Wow, wow, I fucked up there. Holy shit, guys! I'm an idiot. But you know what I mean. And digital codes don't work in all regions. So then just say in the $1 patron note, all codes are U.S. only. And if you win and you don't live in the U.S., please let me know. And there you go. I mean, hopefully your fans are going to be honest people, Phil, and not screw over people who are eligible for that. But yeah, it is what it is. Simply put, giveaways can be done when you're making lots of money, which I used to, but not and do not now, and do not now. Okay. So I cannot do them anymore. This has already been explained before. Okay, but he could have done a different giveaway thing though. He could have done something a little bit more unique, something like maybe not do with games. Maybe I don't know. But it is what it is. I cannot give forum access to $1 pledges. Why? Why can't you do that? Because of logistics right now. What? I have 214 active patrons. I already have to be sure that over 100 people have premium access to the forums. Adding in the other 100 would make it completely unfeasible as it's a manual process. Patreon doesn't have staff to send me data that's sorted. I don't have to stay to don't I don't have staff to manually be doing hundreds of manual forum upgrades a month. It's just not going to happen. It could if I made more money and could hire some. Wait a second, guys. Remember the two words that Phil always says when he's talking about updating people's forum access? A webmaster. Who is that webmaster, Phil? Who do you say? Oh, I gotta send this information to my webmaster. So, does this webmaster not exist then? I don't think he exists, guys. I think we finally got into this little conspiracy theory about the webmaster. I don't think he exists. I think he's a made up figure that Phil uses to make him sound like he has that it's cool or something. I don't know, but if he had a webmaster that he's giving people their information to be in these Patreon pledges, Patreon access, and all that shit, then I don't know. I don't get how he has a webmaster but doesn't have one. This webmaster dude, he might be Venom Snake. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the webmaster is his body double, dude. Hard to handle, but that's not the situation. By the way, this has already been explained before. Wow, wow. I like how he talks condescendingly to everyone who says this. Why do you think he doesn't get a lot of fan feedback, and why it's all positive? Because he talks to them like this, like, oh my god, dude, like, this isn't how you talk to people at all. But whatever. Voting for games during downtime is the same problem logistics. I don't have time or staff to give over 200 people access to give exclusive poll they can vote for on a downtime game. Jesus. But I know people like Rebel Taxi. That's another YouTuber. Let's look at Rebel Taxi's Patreon. Let's see how much he made. Let's see how much uh patrons he has. If you don't know who Rebel Taxi is, I recommend him. He has 134 patrons, $814. So he makes a little bit less than Philly Boy, but he has another thank you at the end. But look, he has a Patreon review raffle that 44 patrons go into, 61 patrons go into that. But see, he handles all these raffles on his own. He's by himself. He's a one-man army. And let's check our good artist, the best artist. Is I-Fi. Oh yeah, she has a $1 thing too. Yeah, this is her art. Her art's dope. Oh, okay. Oh man, you gotta. Yeah, I'm watching a stream as I do this. Crazy, I know, right? So yeah, that can happen. He just doesn't want it to happen because he's lazy. All of the above being said, I'm open to valid / realistic suggestions for the $1 perk being more attractive. Sadly, in the 1.5 years I've done patron, nobody has suggested anything of the sort. It's always crazy pipe dreams for things that I cannot do myself. I'm already stretched at this as it is. How he dropped he dropped doing vlogs, he dropped doing KOGaming, and he's stretched as it is. Okay, so if you're going to suggest something, please think of the following first. Okay, that might be annoying. I'm sorry. If I'm running for president, oh no. If I were running a Patreon and worked 8 to 12 hours a day, he doesn't work 8 to 12 hours a day. That's another lie in the many plethoras of lies a day. Plus, had a household to maintain, life to run outside of work. Could I possibly provide the suggested $1 perk to 200 people by myself? Yes, you can, because you don't have your household. You already don't clean, because when you clean it, when your parents coming over, or when they were coming over, it took you a long ass time because you didn't clean it. So I don't know what maintenance you do around the house, but I don't think you do enough. You wake up around noon to start your gameplay stream, so I don't really see how that's hurting your time. I mean, usually if you want to do something, you wake up early to do it, but this guy doesn't wake up early for anything. Nothing gets him to wake up early. Nothing. So that's great. He doesn't really go. He doesn't go outside that often. And when he does, he makes sure he spends as much Patreon money as he can, and then complain about being short money. And he has 200 plus people, and how can he handle 200 plus people by himself? Easy. You wake up early, wake up at 8 in the morning, you do all that stuff, then you stream, then you go out, then after you stream, you go outside, you do shit, and then as your videos are uploading, then you come back, then you take care of that shit, and then you can, go to bed at a decent time, and then there you go. But no, you have to stay up until 2 in the morning to watch anime with your daughter. Okay. If the answer is no, do not bother suggesting it, things. Okay. But then you're just going to ignore it anyway. So let's go on to the other thing. Dragon Killer says, I sense a band coming soon. Oh yeah, definitely. Prime is gonna be bye-bye. So Prime responds, "You are out of your mind if you think I'm going to apologize after calling me an incredibly ignorant, selfish, illogical asshole." Yeah, Prime, good on you. You stand a firm fucking ground, Prime. Prime, look, if you need everyone, okay, all my viewers, everyone, please, uh, give your energy to Prime. Pray for him. Pray for Prime. Prime, you have my support. Papa bless. You have my blessing, Prime. Prime, please do it. Please stand your ground. Don't let Phil bully you. Don't let him trample your dreams. Don't let your dreams be dreams. And if you get banned, then don't watch his videos anymore. Stand your ground. Demand for him to apologize to you because he insulted you after you called him intelligent. Prime, bless you, sir. You are doing you are a golden person in this forum. The sea of shit. You and maybe another handful of forum members that get shot, that get slammed, Ethan Bradbury style, by Phil, should definitely get their voice heard. Man. Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, we can move on. You can apologize for that, and I'll apologize for having an opinion. Yes! Prime, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you know. At first, I was worried. At first, I was worried that when he says, "I'll apologize," I was like, "Oh shit, he's gonna go back," because Phil can give him a half-assed apology. But then he says he'll apologize for having an opinion. Prime, you're making it, dude. You're doing it. With such a fierce response, you proved there's some validity to my point of a bait and switch. Oh yes. Oh, Prime, you're just fucking, dude. I would donate to your Patreon any day, Prime. I mean, just let me know. Let me know when you're opening a Patreon, Prime, and I'll fucking send you money, dude. In the beginning, you told your fans Patreon was a venue to fund your creativity and not to talk about views. Within 3 or 4 months, that turned into supporting your business and less about doing anything creative. Then the tragedies happened, and the whole never talking about views and being creative was steamrolled to oblivion for the next year, and it just became another money-making scheme for you instead of it being a place to fund creations and ideas oh my god, and ideas your fans want. If this isn't a bait and switch, I don't know what is. Even if the couple of good months, good months, but he means months, you had over the year, you didn't even try to do with Patreon. What it was originally intended for, if KOGaming was tied to Patreon, it'd be different, but it's not. Kinda. It's a mix there, but the thing I felt really should have done, honestly, you should have done a video in between, like this shit and saying like, look guys, I'm sorry, but Patreon, I really wanted it to be something to fund myself creatively, and now it's gonna have to go into my bills, and I know that sucks, and I know that isn't why all you guys have donated to me, but I just want to to make sure that, yeah, I would like to hit goals as well, but this money is gonna be for bills and stuff. But instead of that, we got, it's gonna go to bills, okay, because those fucking kids, and he goes on this whole tangent. Like, let's look at my little drama video I made. It could have been easy for me to be like, see, some fucker flagged me and did this to me. He ruined my channel now. Like, it would have been easy for me to go off on that guy and slam him. Slam him! But I decided not to do that because, that guy might have had a reason to flag my video. He might have had a reason to do this stuff. And that's the thing. You can't blame people for doing something that they see would be a right thing to do for them. And it's, and as I said, I apologize for it and all that kind of shit. But I didn't belittle the people who sent me that strike, because that would just fan the fires, if anything, and that would eventually bite me in the ass again. And it's like, and no one deserves that. No one deserves that kind of treatment. No matter what, no matter what. And even if, let's say, it was DSP or a DSP fan who went after me, yeah, that would suck and that would piss me off. But I'm not going to be like, oh, well, this guy's a fucking bitch. He has no life, and he's a kid. He's sociopathic. Like, I wouldn't have even said that. I probably would have been annoyed. I probably would have been like, oh, a DSP fan flagged me, and it's really fucking annoying. Like, I might say something like that, and might say something in the moment, but it's just, even though, like, it's just, he didn't handle it with any grace, and that's probably what also shot him in the foot. And that's why the bait and switch is a prominent argument, because he didn't explain it at all reasonably or rationally. He explained it like he was upset at everyone. Like he was talking to angry kids. Like he acted as if he was our dad, and he was like, "You listen, well, shit, you're taking my like." It's just you should not talk to your fans like they're children. You should never do that at all. Even your detractors, don't talk to them like they're fucking children. I mean, no one. Because honestly, you're like however old you are. Are you gonna respect me if I start talking to you like you're fucking 2? Like, no, you're gonna say fuck you, Theo. I'm gonna fucking like make your life a living hell because I'm not a fucking kid. And yeah, and then the argument is, well, you're acting like one and all that shit. But still, if I didn't talk to you like a kid, you wouldn't be fucking shitty at me. You wouldn't be angry at me. You wouldn't feel the need to troll me if I don't treat you like that. If I treat you like a reasonable adult that might be unhappy with me, then that will go down smoother. There will be a more debate, open debate. Not, okay, let's see who can yell at each other the most and have the most insults. Like, that's not going to get us anywhere. But it is what it is. I don't know if you accidentally or purposely omitted me saying you were branding Patreon as a way to keep your business alive, even before 2015 fall incidents, but the fact is true. It was just paraded way more when the tragedies happened. Exactly. He slowly turned Patreon into this. Oh, it only goes to my business, and that's it. It was subtle. It was very subtle. It wasn't abrupt. It wasn't vocal. It was very subtle, and then these strikes happened, and then it was more paraded that way. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny that it was subtly turning into that, and then the copyright strikes landed, and then it was like a whole thing. I'm not saying I'm not saying that Phil striked himself. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that he was doing it subtly because like around the time before then he wasn't even talking about Patreon that much. He was just talking about it like just donate to it. And I mean, look how the camera goal turned out. What happened to that goal? No one knows. The money went away. And he never really talked about where the money went. Every time he explained it, it didn't make any fucking sense because everyone with a rational mind was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And that's why Phil cannot talk about money because it sounds very fucking sketchy when he does. So there we go. Then he goes on to say, when he says about when this would happen a million times already. Okay, a story that okay. Phil, let me just say this. Simple addition will provide the amount you made in the last year and a half, just on Patreon alone. Subtract the cost of some of the soundproofing and a mic, you come out with a pretty big number of just free money you're getting. If all of that went to just keeping you afloat and paying off your debt, you have serious financial problems. Wait, hold on. If all of that went into just keeping you afloat and paying off, okay, you have serious financial problems along the way. You shouldn't have moved to Washington, especially for the reasons you laid out beforehand, like being more creative, which makes no fucking sense. Oh, I'm moving to Washington. I'm way more creative now. The creativity was waiting for me here. Like, that makes no fucking sense. Creativity is yourself. You make creativity happen. Which I like to add, none of that really came to fruition. That too. You shouldn't have racked up debt, taking loan after loan, and just bottom line, Phil, you shouldn't have You shouldn't have bet the farm of your livelihood with just the assumption that finicky enough changing website called YouTube will continue to pay and stay the same like you have, and refuse to change with the tides of the website. Exactly. You have to kind of go with what the changes are. You can't just keep, you know. But that's the thing with Phil. As I said multiple times, he reaches a spot. You know, like with KOGaming, he's like working on. Then he reaches the home front clickbait revolution. And he's like, whoa, that works. And now his videos are just kind of flatlining because he's not doing anything else to add to them. If he did anything else to that channel, it probably would have helped it. If he did more impression videos, on more games, and opened it to more stuff, it would have benefited him. But he didn't. He let it die in the summer, hoping that, you know, the attention they got from Homefront would carry over all the way to fall. Which right now, as soon as I said that, you're probably like kind of, you know, in disbelief how anyone could think that. Because like right now, even on my main channel, I have not uploaded videos in almost a year, and it's not a year, since like a few months. Like the last video I uploaded was a Resident Evil 4 video, and I already can assure myself that, you know, if I want the next video I upload, I'm not gonna get enough views. I might get, you know, whatever, but, you know, it's just it takes a long time. But I'm okay with that because, you know, I'm doing that channel for, you know, for myself and for fun. I like uploading videos to that channel regardless. Phil doesn't. Phil, this is his only job, and you see where that's going. If you're still suffering a year and a half later from a copyright strike, you might want to take a look at what you are doing rather than blaming everyone else. Exactly. He spends more time blaming people than seeing what he can do to his business to make it more profitable and make it more fun. He's not doing that, so of course it's gonna tank because it's not improving. YouTubers get strikes all of the time. None have affected them as much as you let the strikes still affect you to this day. Exactly. Like even in the My Little Pony analysis community, I know someone's gonna be like chuckling about that, but there is an analysis community, and I think the channel was Dr. Wolf. His channel got striked, and his channel got terminated. He still went on. He reached out to other YouTubers that he was friends with and said, like, look, my channel went down. Can you see what you can do to fix it? His channel got reinstated, and he's still making videos, and he hasn't talked about it since. H3H3 got a lawsuit. Are they still talking about that now? No, they're still making videos and they're still going strong. They're not talking about the lawsuit. Fine Brothers, even the Fine Brothers, they had this whole thing with trademarking React, and then they decided to cancel it because they realized how fucked up it was. And look at them now. Are they still talking about it? No, they're moving on. Is everyone talking about it still? No, we all moved on from them. You know, like, at this point, you can still like him if you want. I mean, it's not, you know, whatever, but, you know, people move on. Phil is the only person on YouTube that harps on these things. Now, yeah, of course, I'm still harping on DSP, but, like, these are new things, and I'm not saying that, I'm not, you know, playing the same prestream over and over and over to talk about it. But whatever, it is what it is. There's been YouTubers that made channels with millions of subs and views, lost it to strikes, made another one, and not complain or bring it up as much as you bring up the reasoning for your channel not getting views. You are your own worst enemy, Phil. Excuse me. And that's exactly it. I mean, a lot of other YouTubers like Digibro got fucked up, and he talked about it like once. He talked about it each time he got striked, and that's, you know, whatever. It is what it is, and that's something else. But like, he didn't like talk about. He's still not talking about it. He's just making videos. He has Twitter now. He has backup videos. He's like, oh, I'm gonna upload it to other places as well. They go around it. You know, and obviously, like And that's the thing that I do make videos about Digimon some time to time, but I do respect him in a way that he does do YouTube more than just for the money. So you know it shows in his work. About the reasons you laid about not being able to upgrade the rewards on Patreon and being open to suggestions, hilarious, almost as hilarious as you expect an apology from me. Prime, dude, you're really making me really happy in this post. This post has made me really respect him. He is just at this point he's just like saying, "Fuck, I'm just gonna go all out," because that was such a snide, witty remark against him. That is hilarious. Good job, Prime. You are a great member, and it's gonna be it's gonna suck when you get banned. It really sucks, but. We will still remember you, Prime. We are with you, 100% Prime. You may not like us because we might be detractors and you might still believe in Phil's narrative, but I respect your opinion, Prime. If you want it or not, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. I give you my bless. All of the options you said are totally feasible, Phil. You just don't want to put in the effort because of laziness. You don't have the money to hire staff to give perks to farm members. What? Laugh out loud. You want people to go the extra mile for you, but you won't. You don't want to walk 10 feet for the people who are on the fence of supporting you. Well, okay, Phil. Like I said, the sooner you are willing to get out of your own way, the better off you'll be in the future. Until then, expect more losses in the future. I gotta clap for that, guys. That was just beautiful. That was a beautifully written paragraph. Out of everything I've read in these posts, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Do I even need to go into it? Like, there's so many things. Like, the fact that he even notes that Phil doesn't want to go the extra mile for potential donators is amazing. Dude, that was a beautiful fucking paragraph. Prime, god damn it, and then Prime, oh my god, Prime, dude, he then quotes DSP, oh my god, this is beautiful, beautiful. I don't care if I make $1 a day, I'll still do this, Phil Burnell, 2011. If everyone who watched me gave me $1, I would never have to worry about views. Oh my god, why can't I read that? Phil Burnell, 2016. Just saying. Oh man, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Then Black Spawn says, I think running the thanks to all patrons during breaks for streaming would make sense and would be harmless. It would be harmless because, it's a fucking break. And it would get a lot of names out more than a weekend preview, which not everybody watches. That's a good idea that Phil will just ignore and claim feasibly impossible. Prime, my dude. He is a homie. Guys, welcome Prime to the homies, man. He's a homie now. He's one of us. I mean, maybe not officially one of us, but yeah. Okay, let's see if there's an update to the forums, guys. Okay, no, there's no update there, but let's look at some of his tweets. It's tempting when you see money in your face, but long term, you'll sleep at night knowing you didn't destroy what you created. Just saying. What does that have to? What? It's tempting when you see money in your face. Oh, then long term, you'll sleep at night knowing you didn't destroy what you created. Sometimes it means more. Wait. Oh, I think it's going bottom to top. That's the one criticism of Dragon Killer. If you're watching this is the only criticism I have is that you should flip him. But I guess it's because he's doing like a mass cap. So I'll be a little bit forgiving Dragon Killer. But if you can strip it, do it. Vine is shutting down after 3 years of being owned by Twitter. This is why you don't sell your company. Look looks glaringly at Twitch. Oh my god, this fucking idiot! Let's talk. Okay, we're gonna talk about Vine. Okay, this is gonna be a long video. I already can tell, but that's fine. Vine was a dumb website to begin with. It had like 5 second duration limit or something like that. It had something ridiculous, something like that. I think it was 5 seconds. It was doomed from the start. It was doomed from the start because like honestly, when I sat there, I was like, well, then why can't I just do this on YouTube? Well, what's stopping me from doing this on other platforms? Like, well, why would I go to Vine? Right? I mean, it makes no sense to go to Vine if I could just do the same thing on other channels because the other channels have more freedom. So it didn't really help Vine's case in that regard. Twitter closed it because no one was using it. And that's the other thing. Vine's popularity was dwindling, and it was like, remember Vine compilations? Remember how hit those were? Yeah, those were fun for like a while. Who cares about them now? Like it's a dying breed. So of course, Vine is dead. Of course it's gonna be shut down. Okay, so what? And then why is it looking at Twitch? What did Twitch do? Who did Twitch sell to? Like, was it Amazon? But like they have good deals with Amazon. Amazon Prime is really helping Twitch pay the bills. Like there's a nice little like deal they have between each other where you can get a free subscription to any Twitch channel you want. You can pick whatever Twitch channel you want, any, and you can say I want that to be my free sub, and you get that for free. I think there's only one channel, which is fine. Twitch isn't going anywhere, Phil. Twitch is gonna outlast you because, like Nintendo, they know how to make money. Sometimes it means more to refuse the big payout if your company keeps its vision. I mean, look at how YouTube degraded into crap. Oh my god, are you fucking idiot? He's taking the germ. He's taking the germ again, guys. He's taking the gin again. Like, this makes no fucking sense. And, man, his hate boner for Twitch, it might be as hard as Nintendo. Maybe harder. Maybe it's like a tough situation. Maybe that's where his erectile dysfunction comes from. Maybe that's what he was fapping to, dude. He's fapping at all the hate that Twitch gets. He's like, oh, fuck Twitch. Oh. But, whatever. I just, man. He has to, like, shit on companies that are being bought out or whatever. Wasn't getting Titanfall 2 because business isn't doing so well. Views are down. Not much attention on DSP gaming. Not making a lot of money. Okay. Being told there's no mods, and supposedly the two mods say they can't mod themselves. Like, I'm supposed to just trust that. What? Okay. And then, here we go. Of course, I'm saying this at a time my own business is suffering because I've stayed true to my own vision and didn't sell out like others. Yeah, he didn't sell out, guys. Loot Crate, please donate to his Loot Crate. He didn't sell out. He had Amazon Associates, but he didn't sell out. He did join Machinima, but he didn't sell out. He opened a Patreon to get more money. He didn't sell out, guys. He's not a sellout, guys, even though he did things that people would consider sellouts. See, this is where Sammy got the childish notion that a sellout has a certain value in money to be considered a sellout. Phil, you're a fucking idiot. Congratulations. You don't know what a sellout is. Bitching about Spooky's house of jump scares being on PC because he has to move his webcam and redo the capture software. Okay. Claims the people that sent him the free PSVR game aren't paying him to play it. Okay. I make millions of views per month just on DSP Gaming. If 10% gave me $1, I would not care about anything at all. Please consider it. Oh, I didn't record the pre-stream. Nope, I didn't. Fuck it, I can't do another one. My voice is too hoarse today. Then he tweets, ugh, I hate it when my throat has issues. Hoping it gets better because right now I sound awful. On stream, laugh out loud. I was watching the stream. he kind of sounds hoarse. You could, to be honest, he does kind of sound like it. But I also think that he's using this as a mask. I think really the thing is that it's hitting him. That I think he's getting really depressed. So like, when you're depressed, sometimes you have to have a day where you just let it out, where you're just like, and you have to do something to deal with it on your own terms, or whatever. However you handle with depression, it's your thing. I think that since Phil can't take a day off, he can't. He's just saying his voice is hoarse, so he can be really depressed. Like I'm playing Battlefield 1. Oh man, I died. You know how it is. Okay. Main reason he's saying his throat hurts is just so he doesn't have to talk it to his fans that are in a party with him. I'm gonna go with my conspiracy theory that it's because he's depressed. Says indie devs just keep contacting him every week to play their games. Won't do it because he has no time. Yeah, he has no time, but he has time to lose views and be struggling. He's not. That's the thing that I find funny about Phil is that he's not. He's at a part where he should be desperate for anything. He should just try anything and see what sticks. If I was in his shoes, I would just fuck it. Contact them, do what they want. Be like, okay, we're gonna do an indie game, whatever, and just say fuck it because you're not making as much views now. You're not making enough money now. What's the point? What do you have to lose? You lost already. The only thing I can work on my Battlefield 1 review tonight. Need to rest my voice. This sucks. Titanfall 2 is tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be able to talk. Okay. Someone tells him the Switch will run at 720. Oh no! Oh no! Oh god! Oh jeez! Oh man! Oh god! Oh my god. Why would why we know he hates Nintendo? Why? Why did he do this? The Switch is going to be a piece of shit, but nobody will listen to me. Oh my! Oh god! Oh god! That was odd. Oh god! Damn it! Whoever said that in the stream chat, fuck you. Fuck off. Another person brings up that Phil said everyone should have to pay for their games instead of getting them for free. Banned. Okay. And then oh my god. This sucks. My voice has degraded. Throat swollen so badly during stream I can barely talk, so no working on Battlefield 1 review tonight. Dude, he is depressed. I know it. He's bummed out. He's fucking like, oh man, dude. I doubt his throat swollen. If his throat got swollen, I have a feel. Hold on. Let's check this out. Can a sore throat get swollen? Let's check this out. In addition to a sore throat, a cold usually causes nasal symptoms such as a runny nose, congestion with tonsillitis. Your tonsils become swollen and may have a telltale white or yellow spots. Voice changes because of swelling, painful swallowing. So does Phil have tonsillitis? Maybe that's what's going on, guys. Maybe he has tonsillitis. Because apparently the only thing that swells are your tonsils. So if he doesn't have his tonsils, let's assume he removed them. Then what's swelling in his throat? Oh, I gotta take from Freedom Chat because of duplicate login. Okay, SciTube. It's SciTube's fault because I'm using Chromecast, so I guess it counts as dual sign-in or something. I don't know. But anyways, I really have to call bullshit on the swelling unless he has tonsils. His tonsils still, but man, he is depressed. I know he's depressed. That's why he's like this. Dude, that's so fucking wow, what an idiot. And this could be a video on its own. I'm not gonna read this. Yeah, that's way too long. That's way too long. That's way too actually, you know what? How long is this? Let's see if Eddie got us on the pre-stream. Oh, Fred did. Okay, all right, Freddy boy, we're gonna watch your video. All right, I gotta put my headphones on. I gotta put the cringe headphones on, guys. This is gonna be a very long video, and I'm doing it out of love, by the way. So you're welcome. You're welcome, guys.
Wait, who's this? Fred Futz?
Fred Fox. He's looking like the future's so bright, I gotta wear shades. As I mentioned many times over the course of this month, my business isn't doing so well right now, okay? Views are down.
Down, down, down.
And sadly, there hasn't been much attention on DSP Gaming, which is the complete opposite of how it usually is this time of year. So because of that, I'm just not making a lot of money, all right? And honestly, after spending already about $1,000 on new games this month, no lie, between the PSVR, all the games that I played on PSVR, okay, and all the other new games that I've already bought, I already dropped about $1,000 on games, okay?
$1,000. He dropped $1,000 on games. Please give him $1. He needs it, guys. Give him that fucking dollar.
Hold on a second. All right, sorry.
Okay.
Got distracted. So because of that, because I already spent so much money, and because, unfortunately, my views aren't even increasing, or I shouldn't say views, I should say my income hasn't increased at all this month, which is typically what happens. I'll spend a lot of money, but then I'll end up making a lot of money because I'm covering all the new releases. Because that hasn't happened. Sadly, I was going to skip a few games. I'm definitely skipping Call of Duty. I have no intention of playing Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, okay? But outside of that, Titanfall 2 was one I was on the fence about.
Just kidding.
I wanted to check out the campaign because it never had a campaign before. The first game had no campaign at all. And so to have a game like this add in a campaign obviously means they realized they screwed up with the first one, okay? So I was on the fence, and I kind of decided earlier this week I just wasn't going to buy it because it's another $60 out of my pocket that could go towards paying my bills rather than dropping it on a game that could be iffy. So I want to say special thanks to Forrest, who contacted me this week and said, I will donate the game to you because I would like to see you play it. And I said, well, if you're willing to donate the game, that's a big difference. The bottom line is I would have time to cover it because I'm not covering any new releases until Dishonored 2. I'm not covering. That's a big difference. I would like to see you play it. Who contacted me this week and said, I will donate the game to you. Difference. The bottom line is I would have time to cover it.
Look how sad this is. He has to get games donated to him. This is a very sad moment in his life. That's very sad. Man.
I'm not covering any new releases until Dishonored 2. Now I'm getting distracted by the stream chat because now I'm being told, just by some coincidence, that there are no mods today, and both people who are claiming to be the mods are saying that they can't mod themselves for some reason. Like, I'm supposed to just trust that, you know? I mean, you have to understand that I have to be skeptical here.
He has to be skeptical of his own mods. The mods for his chat. What kind of chat is this, Phil? What? Dude, that is something. Wow.
We've already had people impersonating mods for the past several days in my stream chat. And
impersonating mods, okay.
I don't know if you have to identify for your nicknames for me to know that you exist, and
great chat, by
I don't know
the
what
way.
to tell you.
Thumbs up. Good job. Good job, chat. Good job, DSP. Great chat.
Alright, maybe I can do
Twitch
this.
chat sucks. Twitch chat's the same.
This person identified for their nick, so I just opt them. I don't know why you changed your nickname, Ginasaji, because all this is going to do is cause problems. I don't know why you did this.
Fucking Gino, man.
It's just going to cause problems because now people aren't going to know who you are, and you're not going to be auto-modded, and now you're going to have to find Onyx to get this fixed, so I don't know why you did it.
Wow.
But anyway. Alright, so hopefully with the stream chat is under control now. We'll see. I'll keep an eye on it here, okay? Everyone can hear this truck outside. It's super loud. I'll continue with the pre-stream. I'm getting so distracted by stream chat and by this dump truck.
Wow.
So anyway,
listen
everybody.
to how. Listen
yeah.
to how sore his throat is. He's so. Oh, this poor angel. This poor angel. I had a kind of a sore throat yesterday, and I still did a video, and I was fine. But Phil, his precious little throat. It's very sensitive. Very sensitive.
A viewer, Forrest, contacted me and said, I want to see you play Titanfall 2. So he donated it, so I will be playing it tomorrow. And the good news is, like I said, there's really only coming up one new release that I'm playing until Dishonored 2, and that is the final episode of Hitman, which comes out next week. Between now and Dishonored 2, which comes out on the 11th of November, the only other high-profile new release is Call of Duty, which I'm not doing. Okay? Oh my god, excuse me.
Oh my god, that burp, dude.
I also got a new game for PSVR for free. They sent it to me as promotional. They want me to kind of, play the game, and they're not paying me or anything for it, but they gave me a free code.
You didn't pay him, guys. So apparently these people just give free games to people. You just have to have a struggling YouTube. They didn't have to pay him, guys. Okay.
Code for this game where I guess you use a grappling hook to kind of
Dude, that's what it is. That's why he. No, I figured it out. The conspiracy theory goes deeper, guys. What if he's faking the sore throat because that company that gave him that game did pay him, and then he's like, "Oh, I can go to that restaurant. Okay, Leanna, let's go to the restaurant that we were gonna go to Thursday. Let's go tonight because it's better to go tonight, and then I can just do whatever I want, Friday or whatever." Dude, I figured it out.
Around different areas, so it's like grappling hook platforming in VR. So I want to check that out too. Alright, so folks, I don't really have much else to talk about. I will say this, thank you to those who have contributed this month to my Patreon. It is much appreciated, especially, as I said, because the views have kind of been down, and that means my income is down for whatever reason. Again, there's no explanation. YouTube claims that everything is up, including likes,
no explanation,
and shares, and engagement on my videos, and everyone's enjoying everything more than ever before, yet everything's down. Sure, whatever you say, YouTube.
Yeah,
whatever you say. So,
it's YouTube, dude.
That being said, your support via Patreon is much appreciated. We already have hit the funding goal for this month, which means that at the end of November, there will be a Indies marathon, similar to the horror marathon I'll be doing on Halloween. Okay? And it really is helpful right now. Now, I'll say this. Just because we hit the funding goal for this month doesn't mean that I'm out of the woods. In fact, it's quite the contrary.
That?
All right? Because I'm not getting that boost of attention that I usually get at the end of the year,
weird.
Patreon's going to be more important than ever. Attention that I usually get at the end of the contrary. All right? Because I'm not getting that boost of attention that I usually get at the end of the year, Patreon's going to be more important than ever that I get this constant support from Patreon. So I'll say this.
No, it's not that.
If you've pledged to Patreon, thank you very much. There's over 200 people who already have. If you haven't, but you're here every day and you watch my live streams, if you watch my on-demand videos on YouTube,
what's going on
all right?
here?
If you're into my stuff and you want to see it continue, you want to see me be able to do this long-term and every day be able to put out free, informative, entertaining gameplay and edited reviews and content for you, please pledge to my Patreon. As little as $1 helps. I think that's primarily
as little as $1 helps, so I can stretch this out as long as I can and still beg for money. Please, please, please. Remember, they had Arrested Development. Let's see if I can even get that picture. Arrested Development. Michael Bluth. Pray. Let's see if that's gonna get me what I want. Aha! See. So up with the prayer hands, it just looks like you're out of ideas. That's the quote. Man, that is perfect. That is a perfect image.
primarily the reason why most people don't pledge, is because they say, well, I don't have a lot of money, and, you know, I can't afford to do, say, $5 or $10 a month, you know, so there's no way that I could, you know, pledge. It's not true. $1 is negligible for you, but it adds up and helps me. That's how the most successful people who use Patreon use it, is they have a ton of people who give a tiny little itty bitty amount, and it adds up for them. You know, in the past week, since I kind of revealed what's going on with my business, there's probably about 50 plus people who pledged $1. So just think about that. That's $50 a month. That's going to help me, you know. So please, think about pledging if you haven't. $1. Now, if you do more, obviously awesome.
Oh,
well, I'm certainly
man.
not asking for that. I'm saying $1 a month. If 10% of
Space Ninja, the guy who does the DSP-isms, please, no, oh, there it is. Please, 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 I'm begging you, throw this into your DSP-isms. Like, find a clip of Michael, like, or maybe where the narrator explains why the look of this or something. Like, watch, it's in one of the episodes of Res Development. Find it, look at it, fit it in somewhere. This is, it's great. It's great, guys.
of the people who watched my content on a monthly basis gave $1 a month, I would never have to worry about money again. It's that simple.
Never has to worry about money
again.
again.
I make millions of views a month. You may not realize this. Just on DSP Gaming, I bring in millions of views a month. If 10% of those millions of views gave $1, I would not care about anything on YouTube at all. Views, ad revenue, nothing. So please consider pledging if you haven't. You guys know about all the other stuff. You already know about Twitter. You already know about my Loot Crate discount code that you can find in the description of all of my videos and streams. You already know about KOGaming, which has had a lot of new videos this past week, but I don't think a lot of people know about it simply because I didn't upload a video there for a month and it kind of lost all the attention that it had on it.
KOGaming died.
I have a review of Mafia 3 as well as my review of the PlayStation VR and a mini review of the DLC Ashes of Ariandel for Dark Souls 3. So if you haven't been to that channel recently, check out KOGaming. There's all kinds of new stuff there. Okay?
Yeah, check it out.
And of course, last but not least, my girlfriend Leanna has her own business, The Black Current. She sells handmade glycerin soaps and wax tart melts. And I certainly hope that you will check it out. She, I believe she hinted that she's going to be doing a sale soon. So you may want to be on the lookout for that, okay? All right.
Wow.
That is it. Thank you, everyone, for being patient. Oh, I don't think I recorded that pre-stream. No, apparently I didn't.
Wow. GG.
Ladies and gentlemen, I apparently didn't record pre-stream, so fuck it. I can't even do another pre-stream. I really can't. My voice is too hoarse.
Dude, I bet you the reason why he did not record it is because he probably said about that free promotional game he got. That's probably why.
I'm not going to do another pre-stream.
Pre-stream?
God damn it.
Damn it. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching. It's been great. Again, Hungarian Revolution. Add that image, or that clip from Arrested Development. It's from Season 4. Season 4 of Arrested Development. Check it out. It's a great season. And it's great. So, that's it. That's all I gotta say. Bing, bing, boom. This video is done. And, probably gonna do a different video tomorrow. Maybe. Depends if Phil says anything stupid. But we'll see. We'll see. Later, guys.